You want to know something really weird? Yesterday, I made that video about Last Exit to Brooklyn, and then I signed on and I uploaded it, and then I checked my inbox, and there was a message from a user named James Cagney is God, and he asked me to post a review of Last Exit to Brooklyn. It's pretty strange. Anyway, quite a coincidence. The reason why I posted the review without remembering the book at all was because it somehow mattered a lot to Columbia College. So if you want to know what they're passing around in the office at Columbia College, then it might still be Last Exit to Brooklyn. But today, I want to talk about another Columbia book. I only went there for a year. But it's not Billy Budd, but it's Bartleby the Scrivener by Herman Melville. And it's a great story. It's told in first person. The narrator is a lawyer, and he employs a couple copyists and Scriveners. Turkey and what's the other one? I forgot the other guy's name. Something really weird, like Niblet or something. But anyway, they're just totally incompetent, and together they can kind of get one person's job done, but they're just total idiots. And the narrator seems like a really nice guy, and he hires this guy Bartleby, who gets all this work done at first. He seems like a great employee. And then one day the narrator asks Bartleby to do something, and Bartleby says, "I would prefer not to." And then he just sort of says that for the rest of his life, really. And every time the narrator asks Bartleby to do something, Bartleby would prefer not to. And the narrator goes insane trying to understand Bartleby. He's the only one who really tries to understand, tries to empathize with him, and it drives him crazy. And at the end, Bartleby dies because he just chooses not to eat anymore. And everything's kind of moved away from him. People have to get away from him because he won't leave, and because he's just totally passive and depressed. But it's he is totally free because he doesn't give a shit about anything. And Herman Melville wrote this at the end of his life. Well, toward the end of his career. I don't really know when he died in relation to when this was published, but I know that he died not very wealthy at all. He was penniless, I guess, and not famous. And it took a while for Moby Dick to be recognized as the classic that it is. But, yeah, this book's a little bit like Kafka, Bartleby, in that it's about, the drone office worker. But I really love Bartleby. It's a great story. And if you want to write something, if you want to read something, read this shit. The reason why I always think about it is because we had to write a parody of this, and I set my Bartleby in a mall, and they were mall cops. I was 18 when I wrote this story. We had to write in the voice, a similar voice. That was an assignment at Columbia College when I was studying fiction writing. Anyway, yep, Bartleby, it's good.